Hey, welcome in everybody to the week one prediction show. This is going to be the winners of week one. Basically, we went over divisions in our last video. This is Todd Fox along with,
Sorag, you're looking at Skull Zone, aka Carlos.
there you go. We're going to be jumping on this one real quick and sending it out there to everybody. So here we go. Let's get into week one. Who's the winners and losers? You want me to take first dibs as you go down the line?
Yeah, definitely. The first game is going to be the Buffalo Bills going into I don't know what their stadium is called, but going into the Rams house. Who do you got?
If you have to ask the audience about 15 times during the game whose house it is, it's not really your house. I got the Buffalo Bills walking in there with a bunch of New Yorkers and winning in SoFi Stadium something like 30 to 27. I think that it's going to be a close, highly anticipated game back and forth, but I think Josh Allen gets it done.
That's going to be high scoring.
Yes,
That's
sir.
definitely
Yes,
going to be
sir.
high scoring. I'm going to go with the Rams. I'm going to go with the Rams on that one. Opening game, opening the season up at home. They get the rings. They're going to be feeling good. Buffalo's going to be bitter. They're gonna be just absolutely wild, and they're gonna look at the Rams like that's where we want to be, and too much might be going on in their mind. And yeah, I just like I like the Rams to win that game.
Okay.
All
Uh,
right, second game is going to be well, this is going to be an interesting one. Baker Mayfield versus the Cleveland Browns. We're going to go Carolina versus Cleveland in Carolina.
okay. Carolina versus in Cleveland. I got all the makings of a revenge story here, so I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers eking one out against the Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield being the story of the game, I think he's going to play his ass off, and they're going to get a big, much-needed W to start the season. Will it parlay into a good season? I don't think so, but I think the Browns take one on the chin, literally at home.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that one. I'm going to go with Cleveland. I think that because it's a road game, if it was in Cleveland, I think that the Browns would win. But I'm gonna go with Carolina on that one. I think that because with everything that you said, the revenge game, I might not go with the Browns, but I'm gonna go with Carolina on that one.
Okay, sounds good.
The third game on the list is going to be the Cincinnati Bengals hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The what's again? The Bengals and
Uh, since
Steelers.
yeah, it's in Cincinnati.
Okay, the Natty will get the job done. They're going to come out after that Super Bowl loss and play their butts off and beat their arch rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers, at home. I like the Bengals to get off to a nice little start right there. Steelers, again, once more will turn the ball over too much in this game. You're going to see a lot of angry looks on Mike Tomlin. But what is new? I mean, when that team's winning or losing, he has a cross face. But yeah, give me the Bengals to win that game straight up.
Yeah, I like the Bengals winning that one by at least two touchdowns. I think that they're going to be too much for the Steelers to keep up with. So let's go to game number four. The Indianapolis Colts going into Houston.
Indianapolis Colts going into Houston. I mean, look, Houston's got nothing to play for. They don't have much of a team. They're going to try to, ball out for contracts for next year on an individual basis. It's going to be a real bad season for Houston. I got the Texans to lose this game and lose it big at home. I think the Colts ball out.
You know what? I agree with you on that one. There's not much to say about that game. I think that the Texans are in another rebuild year. They don't have enough to keep up with the Colts. Colts got a much better team, and yeah, I see the Colts winning that game outright.
Okay, we're
All right, next game on the list, the Baltimore Ravens versus the New York Jets.
I actually am pulling for the upset in this one. I like the Jets to show up against the Baltimore Ravens and Zach Wilson to have a really good day that day. And, I just have a feeling about the Jets getting off to a good start here in week one.
All right, sounds good. I'm going to defer on that one. I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens until the New York Jets show that they come ready to play. Even if it's in New York, I'm not buying the Jets just yet. I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay, you got it.
On next game, the Kansas City Chiefs go into Arizona.
I like Pat Mahomes to show up as long as his brother's not on the sideline doing a really, really awkward twerk and TikTok dance. I think Kyler Murray will still not be able to see over the offensive line's ass, and the Cardinals will get buried by the Chiefs. Even though I agree with you, the Chiefs' defense is not the same as it was. I think they're going to score a lot more points. I'm not really scared of Kyler Murray, and I like the Chiefs to romp on the Cardinals.
You know what, man? I originally picked the Cardinals to win this one, but I just don't like. I don't know, man. The more and more that I think about it, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs on this one, man. It's gonna kill me because I feel like the Cardinals can pull an upset up on this one. But I don't know if they had DeAndre Hopkins. That's the one thing that I didn't think about. They don't have DeAndre Hopkins. If they had DeAndre Hopkins, I would have gone with the Cardinals. But the Cardinals offense, I mean, outside of Kyler Murray running around and all that, it's just like they even out the Cardinals offense versus the Chiefs defense. And yeah, Patrick Mahomes is going to will the Chiefs to victory that game. So I'll go with the Chiefs along with you on that one.
Okay.
And then the very next game is the Minnesota Vikings hosting the Green Bay Packers.
Okay. Minnesota Vikings, Green Bay Packers, tremendous rivalry. I'm actually going to go with the Vikings on this one to get the week 1 win. I think the Vikings are going to, although I picked the Packers to win the division, I think the Vikings take first shot at them and get the W here. I think Kirk Cousins always starts the season really good. So do the Vikings. And I think a lot of controversy because they're going to look for controversy to go against Aaron Rodgers because he doesn't fight. He fights the narrative. So I look for the Packers to be still finding themselves in the first month of the season.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I mean, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible on this one. Do I think Green Bay can go in there and beat us? Absolutely, but the crowd's going to be just absolutely roaring. I think that Minnesota they have to win this one. They cannot lose this one because if they lose this one next week, they go the very following week. Next week, actually, I can say because we're with this Sunday is when the games start. So next week, it's crazy to say it. Crazy to
Mm-hmm.
say it. Next week, Monday Night Football, they're going into Philadelphia, and we all know how Kirk Cousins performs under the bright lights. So I'll go with Minnesota only because they have to win this game. Kevin O'Connell cannot start off losing to the Packers in his Viking coaching career. He cannot start his career off as a head coach losing to the biggest division rival. He cannot do that.
Talk about pressure right there. Right off the bat, your first game is against the Pack.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. But we get them at home.
Mm-hmm.
And another quick little nugget on that game. It's gonna sound crazy, but Green Bay has not beaten Kirk Cousins in 2 years. If you think about it,
Oh, wow.
like with Kirk Cousins as a starter, they haven't beaten us until the 2020 season. Up until week 1, they beat us like 44 to 33 or something like that. And in the very next game that same season, that's when Dalvin Cook ripped off like 4 touchdowns against them, and we won 28 to 22. And then the very next time that we played, we beat them. We beat them, and then yeah, it was when Justin Jefferson he went off, and it was like an epic game to end the game. And then they beat Sean Mannion. They beat Sean Mannion. So I mean, with Kirk Cousins as a starter and playing the whole game, Green Bay hasn't beaten us in 2 years.
Wow. Okay.
So that's a little quick nugget right there for anybody that wants them nuggets. But next one is the I got the Cowboys hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, even though it's a Sunday night football game. Do you want me to go? Do you want me to push that one off to last?
Now we'll go with that one.
Okay, so we're gonna go with the Cowboys hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I actually got. How about them Cowboys getting revenge on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on week 1? I know they got Tom Brady and everything. He missed most of preseason because Giselle's breaking up with him because he wants to come out of retirement. But Cowboys get a little revenge after last year's loss on opening week, and I think you're going to hear a lot of Skip Bayless, a lot of these Cowboys apologists being super happy, and your fans at work, they're going to come and tell you the Cowboys are back, they're America's team, all this nonsense. But they will win week 1, I believe. I think the Cowboys upset the Bucks.
You know what? I agree with you on that one. I mean, it is just week 1, so even if Tampa Bay takes that loss, they can always bounce back. They do play in the NFC South. They got the Falcons and the Panthers that they can beat up on. But I think that the Cowboys are going to be more hyped up. You know how that works. They're going to be a lot more hyped up. It's going to be at home. And Tom Brady doesn't have his boy Gronk anymore. He's got Kyle Rudolph as the replacement and Cameron Brate as his tight ends. There's no telling who the running backs are, but I'm going with Dallas on that one as well.
I got the Ewok to score a couple touchdowns in that game.
Yeah, who?
The Ewok. Ezekiel
What is?
Elliott, you know.
Oh, Ezekiel Elliott.
The Star
Oh,
Wars,
okay.
the Star Wars character.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I don't watch Star Wars,
There you
but
go.
I know what you're talking about now. He
Okay.
is an ugly ass fucker, huh? That motherfucker's
Dude,
ugly as shit.
if he
Imagine
did,
waking up and he's staring at you in a dark room. I'll be like, holy fuck, I'm going back to sleep. I'd be pinching myself. I'll be like, man, I hope this isn't real.
hey, if he did not have the money, he would not get no tell. That's all I'm saying.
Does he even have any kids?
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
He gets
he
around.
does.
That guy gets around. He gets around like monkeypox.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Let's go with the next game. The Saints go into Atlanta.
Ooh, the Saints go into Atlanta. Well, the Saints are going to come marching home with a win because they're going to destroy Atlanta with Marcus Mariota at helm. Atlanta's going to suck, and they're going to suck bad. So I like Winston to be licking his fingers on and licking them W's because that's going to be the first one of the season for the Saints.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly on that one. I don't believe in anything that the Atlanta Falcons got. I'm gonna go with the New Orleans Saints.
All right.
Next game is your San Francisco 40, your California 49ers versus the Chicago Bears in Chicago.
I have a prediction on this one that's against the narrative. I think Santa Clara takes a loss on the road. I think as much as I dog the Bears and what they have on offense, I think they creep up. It's week one. There's going to be upsets. There's going to be unusual performances. It happens every year. I like the Bears to get that W. What do you call it? Week one and shock the Santa Clara Niners.
That sounds pretty good, but I'm gonna defer.
You know what? What is going
Bears are going to be a really, really Bears because I think the Bears are going to make too many mistakes. Justin Fields is going to try and get too crazy, trying to make too much happen when he doesn't have it in them. And I just don't believe in the Bears. I'm going to go with 49ers on that one.
on? Okay.
All right, Dana, your team is up next against the Detroit Lions in Ford Field. That one's going to be 45 minutes away from my house.
I like the Philadelphia Eagles to fly. Eagles fly in Ford Field. I don't believe in anything Detroit does, so give me the Eagles all day.
The Eagles, I'm with you on that one. I got the Eagles winning that one. I mean, if the Lions had a better quarterback, then I'd pick the Lions to win that one. But I mean, come on, Jared Goff.
You mean jack off?
Yeah, Jack Off,
Mm-hmm.
Exotic Jared, Exotic Goff. Somebody call him Exotic Goff on Facebook.
Oh my goodness.
Uh what you call it? The next game is going to be the Patriots going into Miami.
Oh, okay. New England and Miami, a rivalry of all rivalries. But New England struggles in Miami, and Tua might show out in this game. So I'm going to pick the Dolphins in the Week One upset over New England Patriots. I think the Patriots, Mac Jones and the offense plays good, but it's hot as shit down there right now, and I think that's going to play into the favor of the Dolphins.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting game. Who do I go with, man? Do you go with Mac Jones or Tua Tagovailoa? Both Alabama quarterbacks, but one is slightly better than the other, and one has everybody's support. Mac Jones has the full fan support, and everybody's behind him in New England. Versus Tua Tagovailoa, where not even Dolphin fans believe in him. Matthew McWilliams, I don't know if you believe in Tua right now or not, but it's hard to say. But this one's kind of tricky. But I'm gonna go with the Dolphins.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with the Dolphins on that one. I tried playing a little back and forth with it, but you can't really play back and forth because of what you said. New England struggles going into Miami. It's still summertime weather. Even in the wintertime, it's hot down there. And if Miami's smart, they'll wear their all white jerseys and make New England wear their dark colored jerseys and not give them the shade. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they got to be smart. It's New England. I could definitely see Miami pulling. I don't even think that would really be an upset, honestly, because of the way Miami has established themselves this year. It might be an upset to a lot of people, but I don't see it as an upset. I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
Okay.
Next game, ooh man, this one's going to have probably the lowest ratings in the whole entire week. I don't think anybody's really going to watch this one. I'm gonna save it for I'll save it for the last game. I'll save that one for last because that was just brutal.
Okay.
The next game on the list is gonna be the Las Vegas Raiders versus the LA Chargers. It's in LA.
Even though this is going to be 80% the Raiders fan base, I still like a lot the Raiders to lose this game. I think the Eyeliner's going to make a mistake or two. It's going to be a fun game, but Justin Herbert and that offense, as the Chargers, is just going to keep plugging away, putting the pressure on the Raiders. And I think the Chargers are going to win out in a shootout, old AFL type shootout in this one. I like
Gotta
the
love
Chargers.
Yeah, I gotta love it. You know what? I hope that. You know what? I honestly hope that none of these games are blowouts. I honestly hope that these are all like down to the wire, even though it's not gonna happen. And some of these teams are gonna get blown out. I just want a really good week one. That's all you could ask for as a football fan. And I hope this one right here just seems like it's gonna be one of them type of games, like you said, old school AFL football. They always play really good. Both teams are looking to make that next level jump. And I really wanted to go with the Raiders on that one, but I just can't go against Justin Herbert. I trust Justin Herbert more than I do Derek Carr. Plus, you got a much better defense with the Chargers, and then the Raiders offense. I mean, and then Darren Waller with the whole contract situation. I don't know, man. I'm going San Diego. I mean, I call them San Diego, the LA Chargers.
All right.
I, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that call them the San Diego Chargers. Stuff. You've been watching football for 20 plus years.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's still hard for me to think of them as LA. It's to me
I
it's so stupid.
I still call the Rams the St. Louis Rams at times.
Yeah, well they deserve to be there. They don't deserve to be here. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I bet you St. Louis fans are like pretty pissed off about that, but there's no telling how the Rams would have played out over there in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Next game on the list, the Giants go into Nashville and they play the Titans.
Titans with an easy victory. That's going to be something like a 20-3 game. Pretty ugly, running a lot. Uh, Giants don't score much, so I like the Titans in that
All right, I agree with you on that one. I'm going Tennessee. I'm going with Nashville.
one. Okay.
All right, now the one game that I said I was going to skip on. I'm going to keep that one even past the Monday Night Football game because that one that's gonna. I'm telling you, watch when you wait until you hear the two teams that I'm holding off on.
Okay.
But Sunday night or Monday night football, your Seattle Seahawks versus the Denver Broncos in Seattle.
I will. The next week we'll have you pick first. So I'm just picking first this week. We'll go you next week. All picks. But Seattle, I think, is going to get one of their 4 to 3 wins this year on Monday night. I think they're going to show up in those action green jerseys. I know I talked a lot of shit about my own team, but I think they're going to be playing with house money. They got nothing to lose. A young team. Russell Wilson needs to show up against his old team on the road, and I think Seattle's crowd's going to get to Russell, and I hope they boo the shit out of him. I really do. I hope that the 12s aren't so sympathetic, and especially from some of the things that he said. So I like the Broncos to lose this game in an upset. I think Seattle squeaks it out.
Well, you've been to Seattle home games, so you kind of got the vibe of what Seattle is like inside of that stadium and all that. How do you think those fans are going to actually react? Because you've actually communicated with them, with the people inside of Seattle quite a bit.
That's a problem because some of them they want to be like your hardcore fans that are pissed that he said that for years he carried Seattle on his back. And then you have the 12s that are like, oh, you got to remember everything he's done for this franchise. You got to love him. It's like, no, Dick, I'm not a 12. I play for the name on the logo and the jersey. I don't play for the name on the back. So if you leave Seattle, fuck you. It's the same thing. I know Richard Sherman did a lot of good things here, but, he went to the 49ers on purpose. Freaking Earl Thomas flipped off the coaching staff and gave 2 shits about this fan base. To me, the only guy that came out of that LOB very thankful, truthful, and loving, 2 guys actually. Bobby Wagner didn't want to leave Seattle, but the Rams offered him more money. I don't hate him for that. Cam Chancellor retired, a Seattle Seahawk, and that dude is the quintessential, and he's still a coach, where he's starting to coach and advise for the Seahawks. So he's a Seahawk through and through. He'll always eat for free in Seattle. But I think those other assholes that left and did it the wrong way, screw them. If they would have left and said, hey, we're going to another team, non-rival, if we're not going to go and talk shit, that's fine. If Russell Wilson would have kept his mouth shut, okay. But he went over to Denver, stabbed us in the back, and then also took a pay cut to be with Denver when he couldn't take one here. It's like, nah, dude, you're a dick. So, I mean, we'll like you when you retire, but right now, he's got to be public enemy number 1.
It's sayonara. Week one, too. Monday
Yep.
night football. Last game of the whole entire week right there. That's crazy the way it's set up, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, with this one, I'm going to go with the greatest Seattle Seahawks quarterback of all time. I'm going with the Denver Broncos to win this one right here. I'm going with your boy Russell Wilson to squeak this one out. I don't know if he's yeah. I can see them pulling away with at least a 10-point win. I mean, Seattle. I mean, Geno Smith being I don't know, man, but I don't know.
Hey, that was a pick with my heart, bro. So I'm not saying that you're wrong at all. I mean, it's
got
okay.
because yeah, DK. Man, I mean, how much can you really get out of Drew Lock and Geno Smith? It's just like I mean, I'm going with Denver. I'd love for Seattle to win. I absolutely love upsets. That's my favorite thing right there is when an underdog wins. That's part of the reason why I picked the Vikings to be my favorite team right there is because they're always an underdog.
Hmm.
That's what I'm going with is Denver. But yeah, what you call it the best game of the whole entire week. Are you ready for it?
Let's hear it.
Dude, you're gonna be so impressed with these two teams, man. Dude, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars going into Washington.
Oh, the Jaguars. So the WNBA, who is woke as it is with Trevor Lawrence, they're going to go into the Washington woke home. Man, that's going to be some sort of game right there, man. The ratings are going to be through the roof. It might
Jeez.
actually beat, what's it called? It might actually beat actual horse racing or what's that, cornhole. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like the Washington woke to lose this game. Trevor Lawrence and the female, he's going to throw a couple touchdowns while missing a couple layups and free throws as he ekes out a 12-9 victory.
12-9.
Field goal fest.
You know what? I originally went with Washington on this one, but right now, what's sticking to me right now is James Robinson, the running back. I think Jacksonville is going to rely heavily on that running game. I don't see this, like you just said, 12-9,
Mhm.
regardless of what the score is, it's going to be low scoring. I could definitely see that into a very low scoring game, and it comes down to who can control the ball better. I think the Jaguars got a much better running game. I'm switching my picks. I was originally going with the Commanders, but I'm going with Jacksonville as well with that one because dude, James Robinson is a really good back, and now they actually have a head coach that actually believes in running the ball, unlike Urban Meyer, who didn't know what he was doing as a head coach in the NFL.
True,
So
true.
I'll go with the Jaguars on that one.
Okay, well
Um,
there you go. There's our picks for week one. You saved the best for last. I think Carson Wentz is going to be getting sacked left and right, but that's
he's gonna be throwing picks left and right. I'm pretty sure Dana's gonna enjoy that one.
exactly, exactly.
What you call it? So I'll go over the picks. We actually tied on a whole bunch of picks.
Okay.
We disagreed on a few of them, but it's gonna be they're gonna be decisive. We're gonna be real close in the standings next week.
Hmm.
We agreed that the Bills were gonna beat the Rams. Or no. You went with the Bills. I actually went with the Rams. I went with the Rams. You went with the Bills. We both went with the Panthers over the Cleveland Browns. We both went with the Bengals over the Pittsburgh Steelers. We both picked the Colts over the Texans. You went with the Jets. I went with the Ravens. That's where we disagreed on one of them. And then we both went with the Kansas City Chiefs over the Arizona Cardinals, even in Arizona. And we both went with Minnesota over Green Bay. We both went with Dallas over Tampa Bay. New Orleans over Atlanta. We both agreed on that one. You went with Chicago over San Francisco. I went with San Francisco over Chicago. We both went with Philadelphia over Detroit. We both went with Miami over New England. We both went with Jacksonville over Washington. Uh, the Chargers, we both picked the Chargers to beat the Raiders. The Titans to beat the Giants. We both agreed on that one, and then we disagreed with the Chargers with the Broncos and the Seahawks. I went with the Broncos. You went with the Seahawks.
All right. Well, there you go. There's our picks for week one. So if you like the show, tell them where they can find us, Carlos.
Oh, you can find us at our email out of bounds 2K22 at gmail.com. I want to say it is out of bounds 2K22 at gmail.com. And if it's not that one, it's Yahoo. I got to remember that one. Right here where you're watching us, either on Twitch or on YouTube. Please do us a favor, follow us on both, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitch. And we will be moving on to other platforms as well. We're working on Twitter. I've got Twitter built right now. We're going to be on just about every platform possible. So if you can't find us on a platform, let us know and we'll make that a possibility for you guys. But that's what we've got. If you're interested in communicating with us through Facebook, I've got a Facebook page, Skull Zone, all one word. If you're interested, I post a lot of like football memes and a lot of like random football pictures on there, and then I'll put some of these clips on there as well.
It's
Um,
SKOL Zone, ZONE.
all one word. And then Todd, I'm not sure if you still have your podcast too. So if you're into like crimes, and tell them about your
Oh,
podcast. Todd?
Yeah, you got grinding true crime. It's all kinds of murder mysteries and stuff. We get into cases. So if you're into that, there you go. You can find us on anywhere you listen to podcasts.
There you go. And that is all we've got. Let's see how we do this upcoming week. The football season in 48 hours. We're going to be well into the Buffalo Bills and the Rams. So
Yes,
let's see how
sir.
that one goes.
And we're going to be tallying up all our wins and losses to see what we get at the end of the year. And we'll see what you guys match up with us as we move along. So there you go. That's our show for today. Any final words, my man?
One more thing. If you want to keep up, if you want us to keep up with your picks, send us your picks. Send me your picks at Skull Zone over there on Facebook and through message, and then I'll keep track of your picks. So that way, if you guys want to get involved with how you like the overall record throughout the whole season, let's get it going.
All right, there you go. All right, so for Todd Fox and what's your name again?
Man, I got so many of them. I'm gonna just go with Skull Zone. Just call me Skull Zone.
Skull Zone. There you go. There you go. All right, that's week one. Catch us up on week two when we do the recap of week one and we give our predictions for week two, which we're going to go more in depth because we went really in depth on the divisions.
Yeah, it'll be a lot shorter next week. Don't think that we're going to be this long-winded show. We got to go through the divisions and we got to go through the week-to-week picks or game-to-game picks. So it'll be much smoother next week. Please hang with us and tell your friends about us, please.
There you go.